Ooh, lightning. Hey, Trent. How you doing? Ready to hear me bitch and moan about the Isle of Armor? It's actually not that bad. Hello there, everyone. Right now it's 4 p.m. Today is Tammy's birthday. Oh, yeah, shit. I guess we'll go say hi. We'll go stop by. So, if I'm correct, the version exclusives are Pinsir and Clawitzer and its evolution. If I'm correct, I remember that's what they are. We'll go do morning routine stuff later. And that's for you. For me, it's Heracross and Dralg or whatever. What the? Oh, that's just in my storage. Pinsir and Clawitzer. Yeah. Yep. And let's get some shoe. Alright, play me in. Kill the music. So, in the very first video game review inside a video game, let's talk about the Isle of Armor. So I've been playing it for the past few days. I've probably put, I don't know, 10, 15 hours into it. Not that much. And boy, oh boy, is the the first Pokemon DLC, the Isle of Armor, interesting. Overall, I think it's Pokemon. It's basically just some more Pokemon. And you know, I know some people get all angry at Pokemon. Oh, right, Pokemon's so shit. The modern Pokemon sucks. Oh, I hate no national dex, blah blah blah, bitch and moan, bitch and moan. But you know, I did not have the national dex problem. Even though I do get it, and playing this DLC, I think I get it even more now. But we'll get to that. But for the most part, I'm positive enough on the DLC. It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but it's as a small self-contained side story, I did enjoy it. So how the story goes is you start off, you arrive at the Isle of Armor, and you show up and you meet your new rival who changes depending on the version. Now, because I played Shield, I was stuck with the guy. I want to say the name is Avery. I don't have it written down here. I actually really like the new rival. He's people always clamor for more asshole rivals in Pokemon. And I think he's a good evolution of the asshole rival. Because he thinks he's like the top member of the dojo, he's hot shit. And then you kick his ass immediately, and he goes into like panic, like, oh fuck, what am I gonna do? I just got my ass kicked. Shit. And then he tries to get you to leave, but of course you don't leave. Statistically, he offered you to leave, and statistically, I guarantee you, somebody actually left, right? Statistically, a person played the DLC, He asked them to leave, and they just said yes and left and never went back. Statistically, that had to have happened. But then afterwards, you go to the dojo, and at the dojo, it's like, hey, we were expecting a new student, but we don't have the new student's name, so I guess you're it. It's like being the new resident in an Animal Crossing game, where when you show up and they're like, oh, guess what? You're the mayor now, because the mayor was arriving on this train, and you're the only person here. It's basically that same scenario. So you start off and you got to do these quests for the dojo, fight some slowpoke, get some mushrooms, right? Simple quests. It's all in good fun. Again, as a side expansion, there's nothing big here, but it's fine. And this introduces you to some of the new areas. There's a swamp, a forest, a desert, right? It's all in good fun. I am glad with all the new areas. There's also a lot of ocean here, but I'm glad there isn't an ice area. It would have been so easy to make this Isle of Armor just like a small region, like a small version of basically how every Pokemon region works. But no, there's no ice area, and I'm glad. I mean, we know the entire next DLC is just ice area. That's presumably the entire thing. But here, there's nothing of the sorts, and I'm actually kind of happy, right? There are certain things that this game is willing to hold back on, which I know some people will bitch and moan about. I think it's cool, and I like some of the ocean areas. From there, you have to battle your rival, and you humble him, because of course you kick his ass. It's all in good fun. And then afterwards, because you kicked your rival's ass, you get this special dojo armor, which is Kubfu, which is the new Pokemon. And I like Kubfu. I think it's a great design. It's a cute little design. It's a fucking fantastic name. I love it overall. And then you go around, because there are no trainer battles in the Isle of Armor, because the entire region is a wild area, which has both its drawbacks and its advantages. The big drawback is that it lags. If you play online, it fucking lags so hard. It's not unplayable, but it's pretty bad. That's something they need to work on. But if you play it without, it's perfectly fine. I also have the conspiracy theory that you can't find Digletts while playing online. We'll get back to Digletts, but I went online and I was looking for Digletts and couldn't find any, and then the second I turned online off, I found them all again. So that's just my little conspiracy theory. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I seem to have noticed. Maybe I was taking crazy pills. So you have to go around the island, and there's no trainer battles, and it's just wild encounter, and most of the wild encounters were around level 60. I saw a few that were a little stronger. I know I fought a Wailord at one point that was like 80. But for the most part, it's not that strong. And because there's no wild trainer battles, you have to level up your Kubfu, right? I think eventually you have to get to a tower, and I think you need to be level 70. So you can just go around, naturally fight battles. This is where I caught a majority of the decks during this time. Going out, basically visiting all the new areas. And because you have to, basically your goal is to bond with the Kubfu, which is a quest I don't think we've seen in a Pokemon game, where it's just bond with your Pokemon. No trainer battles, just actually go out there and bond with it, have it follow you around. Because after beating Avery, you unlock the ability for your Pokemon to follow you, which is still the fucking coolest thing. I remember when Heart Gold and Soul Silver was revealed, or whenever they showed it off, that the Pokemon at the head of your party followed you around. That was the coolest thing ever, man. Because like in previous games you had Pikachu follow you around in Pokemon Yellow, but to have the Pokemon at the start of your line follow you around was so cool. And then they didn't bring it back for Gen 5. They didn't bring it back for Gen 6. It was in the code of Gen 7. There's proof they made walking animations for every Pokemon in either Gen 7 or in Ultra Sun and Moon. I don't remember which one. That was all there, but it was never implemented. And then the hope was they'd bring it back in Gen 8. Oh, well, it was in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And it was cool in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee as well. Even though you mostly just had your Pikachu and or Eevee follow you around. But here, it's brought back. Because it wasn't in the default Gen 8. And it was a real missed opportunity. Especially because you can find Pokemon just walking around in the wild. But they brought it back here. and it's just as awesome as it ever was. I had basically every Pokemon on my team at one point or another follow me around, and it was great. It was really cool to see them all. They don't run fast enough. They were always lagging behind me, but it was still really cool to see nevertheless. God, what a great feature. That just I wish they would add an update that would just bring it over to the default game, cuz I love it so much. But you go around and you have to go to these 4 picture spots with your Kubfu, and you don't. I mean, I took a screenshot at like basically every one of them, but you should like show off the area. Again, it's a good excuse to see all the different parts of the Isle of Armor. And design wise, like I said, I think it's pretty good. It's very simplistic. There's usually multiple ways to get to like one place because it's a giant open area. Like, oh, do I want to get to the beach? Well, I can go through the forest. I can go past the river. I can even go basically from the starting area, follow the ocean around and get there. There's like, there's multiple ways to usually get to any one spot, which is part of the advantage of this open level design that I did like. I do think there's a lot of good design here. So you go to these spots, then you go back to the master and he's like, okay, you've got 2 choices here. You can either go to the Tower of Darkness or the Tower of Water. And when you go to either tower, they tell you got to be levels 60 to enter. Oops. Right, you got to be a certain level. So I went and grinded with Kubfu for a little bit. After I got it to like level 50, I eventually just gave up and fed it EXP candies to get it to the other 20 levels. But I chose the Tower of Darkness, because it was basically there's a blue tower and like a red tower, and I'm playing Sword, which is kind of the red game. So I was like, I'm going to go Tower of Darkness. Even though from what I hear, the blue one is actually better. Like, it's like a better Pokemon overall, because you have like a quad weakness to... Is it flying? I don't know. You have some sort of quad weakness as a dark fighting type. But I did the tower. I beat the first 4 member. You can only do it with Kubfu, which is another... Oh, it's quad weak to Fairy. Yeah. So I beat the first 3 stages of the tower fairly easily, right? Boom, one shot, easy. Then I get up to the master, who has also a level 70 Kubfu. Oh, did I say full spoilers? Yeah, full spoilers. God, I'm gonna give this all away. And I get up to the top of the tower, and he kicks my ass immediately. He basically 2-shots me. And I'm like, fuck. So I had to redo the tower. This time I was like, okay, he's just faster than me. If I can be faster than him, I can kill him. So I use a Choice Scarf, because I was basically spamming Aerial Ace, because Kubfu is weak to Flying type, and it has a Flying type move. So I spammed Aerial Ace with a Choice Scarf. Took me 3 more tries to beat him. Because basically every time you attack, you like roll a dice and you either hit high end or low end. I hit low end every time. I just could not win the fight. Even with a Choice Scarf to increase my speed to attack first, I couldn't do it. Eventually I got lucky with a critical hit after like 3 more attempts. But God, I was not expecting it to be... admittedly, I could have just leveled up the Kubfu first. Like, if I had probably gotten it like another like 2 levels, it would have killed it. But I was being stubborn. But I had fun doing it. I like when Pokemon... Because even though it wasn't really that much of a challenge, I still had fun doing it. Like, losing can be fun in Pokemon. Right? Getting so close and then barely overcoming the odds can be really good. That's why I like the Leon fight in the default game. Because I barely beat that fight. That when they say he was the champion, they weren't fucking joking. He almost kicked my ass. Now, I know that's not for everyone. Some people actually know what the fuck they're doing. But I personally had a good time doing that fight. It was well done. At least in my opinion. So then after that, right, your Kubfu evolves into Urshifu, which I think is a good design as well. I like, again, the name is pretty clever in my opinion. And then after that, it's like, okay, well, you got the Urshifu, that's the end of the DLC. You even say that, oh, Leon, who trained here at the Isle of Armor, was never able to do this, so you're better than him. Nope, that's not the end, which I'm actually glad for. Because then Hop shows up, and it's like, oh, hey, Hop, my buddy, my best friend, the cool guy. who I keep kicking his ass, and I always feel bad about. It's cool to see you here, and I was waiting for the reveal that the reason why they were expecting a new student at the dojo and just assumed it was you was because Hop signed up for the dojo. He was coming here to join in the dojo, but you got there before he did, and they just assumed it was you. That's what I was waiting for, that to be revealed, and that never happened. Instead, Hop claims he's here studying Pokemon for Sonia. So yeah, that happens. And then you go and you learn that Urshifu can Mega Evolve. So now you have to give it this Gigantamax soup, but you need some honey. So you go do a quest with Hop, which is a fun little quest. Again, Pokemon doesn't really have that many side quests. I mean, we can always talk about how Pokemon is an RPG, but for RPG, you never really play a role in Pokemon. You play a game, definitely, but you never really use that R in RPG in Pokemon. It's more of just which Pokemon do you want to use. I mean, yes, you could say, oh, I'm going to be a Dark type trainer, or I'm going to be this edgy emo kid and only use Dark and Poison type. Or, I mean, I guess the closest Pokemon gets to role-playing is like a Nuzlocke, which I will give it, fair enough. But you go on this quest with Hop, and you got to go and you're looking for nectar from a Lilligant and an Applin, and it's actually a really cute, fun quest. I had fun with it. There's like a slight escort mission. Pokemon needs more escort missions in it. I know some people hate them, but I missed escort missions, because I remember the ones in Diamond and Pearl, and yeah, you go through the forest early on with the girl with the Chansey. That was really fun. But I feel like since then, there really hasn't been that many escort missions in Pokemon, especially in the newer games. So yeah, no, this was a welcome change. I mean, you didn't really do much. It was fairly easy to do. You go, you get the Lilligant, and you come back. You go, you find the Applin, it hits you on the head, and that's it. And then you realize that, no, you're not looking for nectar, you're looking for honey. So I went to this honeycomb island that had like 30 Digletts on it, because it's about the size of it's a fairly small island, but it had a stupid amount of Digletts. And those took me forever to get. But then you go up to this tree, and it pulls you into a max raid den. And what I thought would have been really cool is if they... Because Urshifu has a Gigantamax form. Venusaur and Blastoise got a Gigantamax form. And I think your starters do. I don't know. We'll get back to that. I know they do, but I just haven't used it yet, because, again, we'll get back to that. But it would have been really cool if they gave Vespiquen a Gigantamax form. And this was like a Gigantamax Vespiquen boss fight. But they didn't. Instead, it's just a normal Dynamax Vespiquen. It's a very simple fight. I got my ass kicked. Okay, it defeated my Urshifu, and then I beat it up with, Morpeko. But I thought that fight could have been so much cooler than it actually was. And then you get the Royal Honey, you go back, you make the Gigantamax soup, and that allows your Urshifu to Gigantamax. We'll get back to that Gigantamax soup, because I think it's a really cool idea that should have been in the default game. Then you go fight the Master. He uses almost exclusively fighting types, so my Hatrina just kicked his ass almost single-handedly. And you beat the DLC, and he hints that, and he, I think, is hinting at something about the Crown Tundra, but then it ends. As side quests go, I honestly really enjoyed it. Like, if I was playing through the default game, and, halfway through, right after beating the 4th gym, someone, came up to me and was like, hey, here, have this pass to the Isle of Armor. Go do this, side quest. And then you go there, you get the Urshifu, and you come back, and then you continue on with the story. I think this would have been great. This would have been, a great little side quest to, test your skill. Hop is there, and you do some adventuring with him. You meet this new guy, and you kick his ass. The Master's fun. There's some new Pokemon along the way. I think this, story-wise, there's no complexity here whatsoever. But as a side quest goes, I didn't need it. I had fun with what was there story-wise. It's fairly simple. It's just, it's the adage that all masters live to see their students overcome them, and you kick his ass and you overcome Mustard, and in the process you beat Leon, because Leon was never able to get the Urshifu, and you did it, so you're better than him in every way possible. Again, that's what I'm saying about doing this after the 4th or 6th gym, right? That now you've done something that Leon couldn't, and this this invigorates your confidence to beating the game. That would have been really cool. Oh, also 420 Blaze It. But yeah, no, I enjoy that part of the DLC. The story, while not very complicated, you can probably do it in like a single sitting if you really tried, especially if you have a bunch of EXP candy sitting around like I do. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed the deal. I thoroughly enjoyed that aspect of it. But there's other stuff that I don't like. So when the Pokemon Company pitched this DLC, they pitched it as bringing back some old Pokemon. And I was like, okay, right, bring back, I think they said 200 Pokemon. And I was like, yeah, right, 200 Pokemon in this DLC, 200 Pokemon in the next DLC, that gets us up to 800, and then they're only missing like another 200 more, right? They've almost brought every Pokemon back into the game, right? That was going to be great. That's not what happened. I was so fucking disappointed when I went into the Isle of Armor and learned that 100 of the Pokemon were ones from the default game. They only brought in 110 new Pokemon. What a massive fucking disappointment. I was so excited to come to this new region and find tons of all new Pokemon. Tons of ones that weren't in the default game. 200, in fact. There's 100. And while most of their choices aren't bad, like there are some cool ones, like Lycanroc and Fletchender, the bird. Sharpedo's cool to have back. What else? I think Blissey, Chansey's evolution line, which, oh my god, Dynamax Chansey can have up to 1,400 health. Holy shit. Yeah, Gigantamax Blissey. But I was so fucking disappointed, man. I was so ready to complete an entire new dex, see all these new Pokemon, and it just let me down. Which is what I'm getting at. I understand the not bringing back the national dex, right? If they wanted to do something new, I get that. But they're talking about doing this DLC and bringing back all the Pokemon that people missed out on. But yet they didn't. They brought back 100. I know there's over 1,000 Pokemon, including forms, but still, there should have been more here. There really should have been more. And so many of the Pokemon were ones, right? There were 100 that we already had in the game. Now, I'll admit they do throw some ones that you can't, walking around, they throw in some ones you can't normally find. In the default game, you can only find Malamar through either evolving Inkay or through Gigantamax battles. But Malamar is just walking around here. Wailord you can find here, and Wailord looks fucking great. And there were a few times where I found a Pokemon and was like, oh, I'm so excited to catch this. This was in the first hour or two of playing, before I had realized I already had a half of the dex. Where I was I walked up to Wailord and I was like, oh, it's gonna be so cool to catch Wailord. And then after another 10 minutes, the slow realization that, wait, I already caught a Wailord. Wait a second. I've already caught that Pokemon. I was just catching everything I was coming across because I figured it was all going to be new. And it slowly set in that, oh shit, I already have half of this. Oh god, what a disappointment. But yeah, so as of this point, I think I'm missing 7 Pokemon in the dex. Politoed, which I refuse to evolve. The 3 version exclusives. And Porygon and its evolutions. Well, Porygon's evolution specifically. Porygon 2 and Porygon Z. Oh, and I'm also... Scissors, so that's 8. That's it. That's all I'm missing out of 210 Pokemon. And the only reason I'm missing some of those is because of trade evolutions, or their version exclusive to the other game. But yeah, I'm just disappointed. This new Pokemon, because I totally get why people want the National Dex back. Because it's not about collecting all the Pokemon, in my opinion. It's not about that. It's not about having a complete living dex. What it's about, in my personal opinion, is keeping the ones that you love. Because every Pokemon is somebody's favorite. They actually did a poll. I think they surveyed, God, it was like 100,000 people. It wasn't a million. It was a lot of people. And they found that every Pokemon was somebody's favorite, except for 4 of them. Which I guarantee you, if you had 1 million people surveyed, those 4 would get taken up. And those 4, their evolutions were picked. Every Pokemon is somebody's favorite. And that's why people want back the National Dex, to bring back not everything, but to take the ones they love with them. I'm one of the lucky ones. Some of my favorite Pokemon were in the default game, but a lot of people aren't. I mean, Lickitung made it in, which is cool, but Ekans didn't. But I get it. I get why people want them all back. And the Crown Tundra scares me. I'm scared for the future, because in the Crown Tundra, it's all about bringing in new, right? If the Crown Tundra works the same way, where there's 100 old Pokemon and 100 new ones. But they also have to worry about how many of the new Pokemon are going to be legendaries. Because there are 90 legendary Pokemon, excluding event Pokemon, that brings it down to 70. That means there's only going to be about 30 new Pokemon if they're counting just all the legendaries. That's going to be a massive disappointment. I mean, we know there's a few others, like there's the new Regis and the new legendary, I don't remember what it's called. But sure, getting all the legendaries is cool, but what about all the other Pokemon that people want? What about the other... God, are they missing 400? Oh God, and the legendaries being shiny locked? That's totally going to be the case. They're totally going to be shiny locked in the raids. They're going to be either super rare in the raids, or it's just going to be disappointing. Which, let's talk about the raids. So throughout in the default game, getting Gigantamax Pokemon is such a fucking hassle. Now the Pokemon Company has done events, right? They've done events to make it easier to get Gigantamax Pokemon. But if you're not working within the frame of the event, let's say the event going on, when Sword and Shield launch, in Pokemon Shield, the event was Centiskorch and Corviknight. But let's say at the beginning, right when the game launched, I wanted a Gigantamax Alcremie. The chance of getting one, so you have to go to one specific den, you then have to pull a rare den, you then have to pull a rare pull inside of that rare den. It's about the same odds as finding a shiny Pokemon. That's just bad fucking game design. One of the big features of your game, this Gigantamax Pokemon, is just completely locked off to people. It's a massive fuck up. But like I said, they were doing events. So after it's been 7-8 months since the game released. After about 7 months, I was able to get all the Gigantamax Pokemon. Slowly, as the events came out, they released them. They released them two a month, or 4 a month. And I do have them all now. It took forever, but I do. But now, going into this Isle of Armor, there may be an event running. Or they may have just made it more common. But every raid battle I found in the Isle of Armor was a Gigantamax battle. There were a few from the current event, which is the Zoroark event. But other than that, everything I found was from a max raid battle. So maybe the game's just changed and they made max raid battles more common. Maybe they did. I don't know. But it's definitely, the game's definitely, right? Maybe the Isle of Armor is changed, right? Maybe Gigantamax raids are easy to find. Maybe this is just an event. I don't know. But either way, it's a cool thing to see. It's cool to make these things more common. But that's how it should have been in the default game. In the default game, getting these Gigantamax Pokemon should have been easy. These are the big features of your game. It should have been easy to do this. But it wasn't. And that's a big fuck up in the default game. And yes, it's cool to see them fix it now. Potentially. But that's only this is 8 months later. However, even if this change isn't permanent, Even if raid dens go back to normal and Gigantamax becomes as hard to get as a shiny, they did make a good change. Because on the Isle of Armor, you can find these mushrooms. Gigantamax mushrooms. And you can use it to make this Gigantamax stew. And you can then feed the stew to Pokemon, and that will allow them to Gigantamax. So you can basically turn any Pokemon into a Gigantamax Pokemon. Any Pokemon that has the ability to Gigantamax. Like the starter, right? In this DLC, they gave the ability for the starter to learn to Gigantamax. All 3 of them. And now you can just feed them the soup, and now they can Gigantamax. I caught a Hatrina during my playthrough of the game. I can now give that the ability to Gigantamax if I want to. This is a great feature. Honestly, this fixes my biggest problem with Gigantamax. Why wasn't it in the default game? This is what I always talk about with Gigantamax being poorly implemented in these games. It's such a cool, big feature that the main game almost never uses because Gigantamax Pokemon were so fucking hard to find. This should have been in the default game. When you get to the 6th gym, which is the Snow Gym, or I think it's the Rock Gym, depending on your game, you go to a restaurant at one point. And in that restaurant, like, it has to do with, like, the Sonia quest about, like, finding out about the legendaries of the game. But in that restaurant, you should have been given that Gigantamax soup. That should have been at that point in the game. You go there your first time, and you get the Gigantamax soup, and that allows your starter to Gigantamax. So right there, you're basically given a free one. And then after that, maybe you trade in rare items, maybe you trade watts, like 50,000 watts or whatever, and you can make other Pokemon Gigantamax. That would have been a solution to all my problems with Gigantamaxing. Would have been fixed right there. Because other games get this. In the Gen 3 remakes, at a certain point in the game, you get the Mega Stone for your starter. After, I want to say, the 6th gym, you get the Mega Stone for your starter. In Sun and Moon, you get technically there's no gyms, but the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th trials are the Z moves for your starter, and then a little ways after that, after beating like one more trial or so, you get the Z moves specifically designed for your starter. Other games knew how to implement these features, but this one just fucked it up. And it goes back to me thinking this game had a rush development. The starter Gigantamax should have been there at the beginning of the game. And it's a real fuck up at Pokemon's part that it wasn't there. But it's here now. And I'd rather have it be here now than be there not at all. Of course, it doesn't really hold that much of weight to me because I've already beaten the game, I've collected the decks, and now I'm just doing competitive play, and I don't use my starter in competitive play. But it's better late than never, honestly. And hey, at least I can now use, I have a competitive Hatrina that I can now give the ability to Gigantamax to, because it was bred. So that's totally a possibility. Honestly, this DLC is very accessible for competitive. It made competitive play even more accessible. There's this new Armorite ore that you can use to reset stats. You can do all sorts of things with it. I don't know all the details, admittedly. I don't remember them off the top of my head. But it's a feature, right? It's basically made the Isles of Armor are all about battling, and it's made competitive even easier. Which competitive Pokemon gets easier and easier every generation, and I'm so happy for it. Right? It makes it more accessible, and this DLC is no exception. I mean, you can even get all the Rotom forms in this, which I'm glad you can, because they were also pretty big of a pain in the ass in the default game. Again, it's one of those Pokemon that I'm fine with bringing back. Right. Anything else I gotta say? I talked about online lag. Let's talk about the Digletts real quick. The Digletts, there are 151 Digletts. I see what you did there. I have not got them all yet. I am missing 9. I've been trying to do it without a guide, and I'm missing 9. And they are a real pain in the ass to find. You do get some okay rewards for it. You get some Alolan forms of Pokemon. And yeah, those are cool to have. But yeah, it's just, if you're going to have like this giant wild area, I totally understand why the Digletts are there. You want something for people to do in this giant area, and giving them a collectathon, while not the most interesting thing you could do, it's a start. And, well, I wish they were just a little easier to find, because sometimes you can only identify them by the 3 yellow strands in their hair, and I've got to walk past them hundreds of times. The 9 I'm missing, I guarantee you I've seen, and I just didn't notice. And there are just some that are in weird, dumb, obscure places. But yeah, I think the Diglett's not a bad idea. I am curious what I'm going to get for getting them all, because I'm trying to do it without a guide right now. And I'm 9 away. So fucking close. But I'll get there sooner or later. Probably later today. But overall, the Isle of Armor, I enjoyed it. There were changes. There's a lot of things in here that I wish were in the default game. The Gigantamax soup really needed to be there. The starters needed to be there. Tons of shit, right, that just needed to be in the default game. The new Pokemon, while I am glad we got 100 new ones, I really did. The way they worded it really made me think we were getting 200. And admittedly now I've tempered my expectations for the Crown Tundra a little bit more. But yeah, story-wise, it's a side story. It's not complex like at all. It's just a simple master and apprentice story. There's a few little hiccups here and there with Hop and the rival, which changes depending on the game. But I enjoyed the new rival. Mustard was okay. A lot of people in the dojo were fine. Honey was cute. The sun was cute. Oh yeah, there's a machine that you can theoretically make Master Balls in, which is cool. I haven't really used it that much, but hey, it's there. I mean, again, theoretically make Master Balls. Yeah, the Isle of Armor itself, it being a wild area, I think is really cool. Playing online kind of sucks because it's so laggy, but other than that, no, it's pretty enjoyable. It's a pretty well-designed world with a lot of things. There's a lot of cave systems in it. There's multiple ways to adventure and explore. It's not just like when people say they want open-world Pokemon game, I'm assuming this is what they're talking about. Not the wild area in the default game, which is not that linear, but a little more linear than this. This has exploration and adventure to it. And yeah, I enjoyed I enjoyed it. I've put another 15 hours into the game, catching all the new Pokemon, getting all this. So I definitely say I got my money's worth. And yeah. And now I just need to get those trades. Those trade evolutions. Yeah. So let's get back to Animal Crossing, shall we? I went on for almost 40 minutes. I don't know where the time went, man. Holy shit. I haven't done a video game review in almost 2 years. Holy shit, the time just... Oh god, I forgot this game I forgot Animal Crossing had sound. I don't know, the time just got away from me, man. I haven't done a video game review in so long. Holy shit. Trent, any thoughts on... What do you think of the new the Pokemon? What do you think of the Isle of Armor? True Devil. If you want to, right after this, do the trade evolutions. Because I have a Drowsy and a Heracross. If you can get me the other two, Clawitzer and Pinsir, I can trade them to you, totally. Oh yeah, the Sharpedos. I forgot about the Sharpedos, man. They're... Honestly, The Sharpedos were kind of annoying, especially going back and forth between the islands to try to find those last Diglets. Those were pretty bad. God, getting some of the Diglets on the islands were such a pain in the ass. And yeah, the Diglets are annoying, but again, the internet exists. I mean, I guarantee you Cerebi has a guide, and GameXplains has a guide. So if you want the guide, it's there. Personally, I'm trying not to use it yet. But yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. The Diglets... There's 151. While I know why they chose the number, that's still a lot of Diglets. And the big problem is visibility. The visibility of them is on the lower end because it's just those 3 hairs. That's what makes it even more annoying. I only use the Diglets for Honeycomb Island. Yeah, you know, part of me has a conspiracy theory that Diglets appear in, like, an order. Right? Like, oh, you can only find... Like, you have to find one Diglett, and then the next one will spawn or something? I have that conspiracy theory. I don't think it's true. Because, like, Honeycomb Island is the reason I don't think it's true. But if I was told, like, oh, you have to find one Diglett, and then the next one shows up, I would be in no way surprised. Just because of how the game is, like, designed. Because there were some times where I swear I looked at an area up and down, didn't found it, went somewhere else to find it, and found the Diglett there, came back, and now all of a sudden a Diglett was in that previous area. Maybe it was just me not looking hard enough the previous attempt, but I swear that's how it works. Oh, and also, hi, Purinesser, too? Pernesser? How you doing? Yeah, now that we're actually in Animal Crossing and doing Animal Crossing stuff. After, like, an hour, after, like, 40 minutes. Oh, my head. I was like, why is there no sound? Why is the sound so low? My headphones were all forked up. God, I need a new pair of headphones. I thought I had, like, another pair of, like, these, like, wired, like, headphones laying around somewheres. But I cannot find them. I could not find them. So maybe I don't. Okay, I'm looking for fossils. Today is definitely going to be a much shorter day. Like, I got what I wanted done today. Because I've been writing out that Isle of Armor review. I mean, some of that was scripted, some of that wasn't. Because I've been writing that down for the past, like, 2 days. I've been working on that. Because that was the plan today. Just because, you know, I need to break up the monotony of Animal Crossing every once in a while. Not monotony. I mean, I'm still enjoying the game. I know some people are some people are begging Nintendo to just add more stuff. And I don't blame them. Like, just according to, like, I don't remember there being so much more stuff to do. And it's mostly the island designer. The island designer just wasn't in the previous game. But that's, like, such a big feature in this one. But it came at, like, the cost of, like, some of the shops and whatnot. Like, there's not even a coffee shop, which is a disappointment. God, I need a drink. There we go. There, that's a little better. I legitimately don't even want to touch Fruit Island today. I don't even want to mess with it. I know I should, but I don't want to. Oh, the new Minecraft update came out today. I have not played it. Nope, I'll play it eventually later today, but I haven't yet. But hey, all the nether stuff, again, I keep saying this, all the nether stuff looks cool. Ooh, there's a... Oh, he's because of Tammy's birthday. The new Minecraft thing, too. Yeah. I just hope I can reset the nether on, like, an old world. Instead of having to make a brand new one again. July 1st happens to be my birthday. I hope the festivities become a cherished memory for all the island residents. God, that's a week away. Okay, a little more than a week away, but yeah. No, is it a week? Is it a week away? Today's... It's a week away from, what, tomorrow? Yeah. Shit. I guess so. Oh god, you know what we hit on Saturday? On Saturday, we hit episode 100. Holy shit, what am I gonna do for episode 100? I have no fucking idea. Yours is 2 weeks and 4 days. Okay, so we got all this. Oh, gosh dang it, my shovel broke. Oh, and I don't even have to water those flowers today. Let's craft ourselves a shovel. All right. Berry and hole. Where do I want to put this? I guess over here. No, let's do it over like here. So I want to dig up this one. This one. This one. And this one. And then let's plant. And then these will just stay watered naturally. There's fossil number 2. Not like we need... Now that we finished up with the museum, I don't need fossils anymore. So I don't gotta worry about that, but I'm gonna pick them up anyways because they sell for good money. God, they're all over here. Yeah, a 10-minute morning routine's not bad. Okay, let's... Hey, Carmen, how you doing? Hi, how's my bestie, Nougat? I was, like, way into this walk, but then it started to get boring. And then I found you and I got fab again. Alright, let's go sell these fossils. Ooh. Pardon me. Let's assess some fossils. Oh, more than one. Indeed, quite splendid. Yes, I know. I know I can't have any new fossils, Blathers. I have them all. Alright, let's go sell all this fruit and shit. So yeah, today was a very different Animal Crossing video. We got in the way of like the village, we got very little done, but I still consider it a success. Because I wanted to talk about Pokemon, and we talked about Pokemon. Oh, I should also... God, I wonder what my turnip prices are this week. I never did find the money rock, did I? Garden lantern. No, I don't want to sell that. I want to sell that. Done. I can buy these for a total of 28. Cool. I think I have 2 more rocks to check for the money rock. Yeah, I don't want it. We'll do Fruit Island tomorrow. I don't even want to worry about it today. I already spent so much time talking Pokemon. I don't know. I had fun talking about Pokemon, man. It's good. It's good to do it again after, again, 2 years of not. What was the last video game I reviewed? Was it Smash Bros? I think it was Smash Ultimate. I got the review out on December 31st, 2018. Yeah, I had to work so hard to get that one out in time. God. And then I had the Mega Man 11 review, which never even came out. I had it written and everything and ready to go, and then I just ran out of time to make it. Of course, Money Rock is the last one I hit. Putting the Pokemon I'm trading in a box so I don't have to search for them. If you want, we can just... Because... Do I have anything else I want to do today? I mean, I want to check the shops real quick. But I can... Before... I can just go boot up Pokemon, like, right after that. I can just stream it. I mean, I got nothing to lose. Nothing I'm looking for there. Because I really don't want to do Fruit Island today. I mean, it only takes like 10 minutes, but, Anything in here? Boxes. A crude spaceship. Yeah, sure. Cause yeah, I got the other. I have a Drowsy and a Heracross. I might just have them in my party actually. Or maybe I have Skrelp. I have one of them. I know that. The Pokemon. Oh yeah, the trade evolutions as well. I'll worry about the trade evolutions another time, because I don't know if I have everything for that. But yeah, I can get you the other 2 things, and yeah, I can do the trade evolutions for you. Yeah, just give me a minute. I got one more shop to check. Because, yeah, I don't have any progress to make on the rooms. The only thing I had to do today was Fruit Island, which... I did not check the shop to see if they have mums. Because I do need to get me some mums. Ooh, is that a hipster outfit? I'm so disappointed mannequins aren't in this game. Mannequins would be so cool to have, and they just aren't here. And they were in New Leaf. I don't need a hipster outfit. I don't need a commune robe. I think I have a flashy hairpin. Yeah, I have a blue one. Yeah, I guess let's buy those Spangles shorts. Let's, come on, have mums. I mean, when Leaf is probably inevitably gonna have mums. Well, knowing my luck, they won't, but I've had it good in the past. Windflower, Cosmo, Rose. Windflower, Cosmos, Rose. Okay. Anything else? I got the message in a bottle. I got some shit to put in storage. Yeah. I mean, I could try for another Coelacanth, but I got lucky once enough already. Yeah, I like my little review room here. You know, and I only realized this while I was sitting there talking. One item on for it to evolve, and then I need to put a... Exactly. Do you know, is there a way to get more than one upgrade in Duplo Disc? I'm assuming the Cramorant you can craft more, but I've never actually checked. But yeah, I like this little room. I mean, I wish the chair was better, but what you gonna do? But yeah, I did think about making the wall a green screen. I think making the wall a green screen would have been kind of cool. Because I can totally set up a green screen in game and then like have stuff running. I totally could have done that. Yeah. Let's get these rewards real quick. Because yeah, I hope there's a way to get more than one Duplo Disc and upgrade. Because I'd want like Porygon, I want one Porygon 2, and one Porygon Z. But as far as I can tell, there's only like one of each. What does this look like? Oh. I was expecting, when it said crude spaceship, for some reason I was, I mean, crude means, I guess, manned? But I was expecting crude as in, like, crude as, like, bad design. So I was expecting, like, a cardboard shelf. Ooh, a bookshelf. Ooh, that's actually a good find. I can totally use that. Stone fencing, storage, tube top, bird bath. Yeah. I can totally put a bookshelf back there. Yeah, today went great. I mean, I know this isn't what people expect from my Animal Crossing, but hey, we're 96 days in. I kind of need to fill the time somehow. And I'm sure I'll use this room again to talk about like Paper Mario and the inevitable Mario 64 remake. God, I really want another Nintendo Direct. I know there's that Pokemon presentation tomorrow. It's either going to be like a spin-off like Detective Pikachu, or I could see Let's Go Johto. I know there's a lot of people who don't want Let's Go Johto, but I could see it happening. So let's boot up Pokemon real quick. I know I could change the stream values, but you know, I'm not even going to worry about it. Yeah. Yeah, let's boot up some Pokemon. Oh, I was like, what's that sound? So yeah, here we are in the dojo. Here's the soup I bitched about for 20 minutes. Yeah. And then there's the Porygon that I haven't collected the Porygon yet. I don't even know if I've collected the Charmander they give you. because of the trait evolution. Yeah. So let's see. What do I have on me? I've got Morpeko, Urshifu, Dracovish, and then I've got Skrelp and Heracross. So yeah, I can... Yeah, look at that. Look at the Pokemon falling behind you. God, that's so cool. They walk too slow, though, half the time. God, that's so cool. Oh, you know what else I'm missing? I'm missing Slowking. Because you gotta trade the Slowking. Yeah, I gotta do that. I might actually have that one ready for trade. Let me see. Yep, Slowpoke. Check held item. Gotta give it a King's Rock. Yeah. Got one upgrade, one dubious disc. Where the heck is my King's Rock? There it is. I have 2 King's Rocks. Oh. Good. Yeah, look at this Dex. I know I've shown this off in the past. My complete game Dex. I mean, this isn't a living Dex, mind you. Like, there's a lot of shit missing. Competitives. Important. My shiny Pookie. And here's my trash. Yeah. Honestly, the only part of my decks that's living is the Gen 8 decks. That I've got everything for. Well, okay, minus the Zacian. Other than that, I've got everything. And then these are all the megas. Well, okay, Bulbasaur and what's his face isn't here. And yeah. I got a shiny Galarian Slowpoke. Oh, nice! God, that's cool. Honestly, I like the shiny, what's it called? I'm forgetting its name right now. The Slowbro. The shiny Slowbro, I think, looks really nice. Applins. Bunch of shit. So let's go online. Link trade. So yeah, whenever you want to trade, I'm down. Yeah, I'm missing somewhere's in here. I'm missing. I'll get the codes all 2 seconds. Yeah, somewhere's in this area, I'm missing 2 Digletts. Weird. 2s. Oh, okay. Link trade. All 2s. All right. Yep, Trent. I got a Skrelp here. Trade it. Yep, that's the name I used for the character. I know I made fun of Pokemon for not being a role playing game, but I do role play every once in a while. I do name my characters after random stuff, like In previous games, I've used Kimmy and Connor and what just random shit, man. I don't even remember the last time I named a Pokemon character after myself. Probably maybe Gen 7. I don't know. It's variety, spice of life, as I say. Kingdra. So yeah, sure, I'll take it. So I'll send you back Kingdra. Oh, communication error? Oh, okay. I thought it was giving me a communication error there for a second. I was like, what? Trade it. Yep. Ooh, oh, fuck. Nope, didn't crack. Yes. Totally just dropped my phone. There's Scissor. God, I'm also so disappointed they didn't bring back Mega Evolutions. Because Scissor's in the game, Kangaskhan's in the game. So many cool Mega Evolution Pokemon. And just none of them are here. Do you want me to teach it Bullet Punch? Gardevoir. Nah, okay. Yeah, I have a shiny Gardevoir in Gen 6. Just because it was such a cool one. Trade. Yeah, I have a shiny Gardevoir, and then I have a shiny Mega Charizard Y? Okay. I actually, when I played through Gen 6, like a year ago, I actually did try to use a Clauncher. I eventually scrapped it for something else. Um, what other Gen 6 water type would it be? I don't know. I used a different Gen 6 water type, though. Was it Barbarical? I don't think so. It might have been. I don't remember. Anything else? Porygon, right? How the annoying trait evolution. Yeah, here, take that. Yeah, Porygon. I still think Porygon's a cool Pokemon. I hate how hard it is to get in the original game. I have to quit and give it an item. Yeah. I hate how hard it is to get. But I think Porygon's pretty cool. And then and I love the theory that Porygon is like a metaphor for Pokemon itself. Where it's like Porygon represents the original Pokemon. Porygon Z or Porygon 2 represents like the next generation as graphics evolve, and then Porygon Z represents like fan modding and fan creation and things like Nuzlocke. It's a really interesting theory that I do enjoy. Alright, now let's quit. I think the bike upgrade's kind of... I like the trail. I didn't even think about that, but the bike upgrade with the trail is pretty cool. I'm trying to show off the lag, but there's like nobody around, so it's not really working that well. Trade. Set link code. I'll just trade some random shit. Oh yeah, no problem at all. I mean, we're both getting good stuff here. I mean, because we both need the other person's stuff as well. Yeah, no problem, man. Porygon 2. Oh yeah, Porygon Z. The Pokemon that will never ever be in the anime. Ever. Trade it. I hope the Galarian Slowking is cool as well. Like, I like the Galarian Slowbro. It looks nice. I hope the Slow... Like, I've seen people do it as, like, a dark type. And I really hope that's the case, because it... I saw someone do, like, Phantom of the Opera. And it was pretty cool. That probably won't happen, but I'd love it if it did. Alright, and I think that's everything. Yep. Oh, there we go. So let's see what the Dex is up to now. 208. Yep, there's the Porygons. I'm missing Clawitzer, which I'll evolve that eventually. And Politoed. Because I refused to evolve one. I'm going to find one in the wild. They appear somewheres around here. I just need to wait for the right weather conditions. I've seen it before. I know that happens. It should. It was raining on the first day. It is rain. I saw it on the first day. I don't know why it's not registered in my Dex. I swear I fought it before. And then right now this place is covered in fog, which fog makes hunting for Digletts a bastard. Because they blend into the fog. And I don't know the render distance either. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, no, thanks for helping out, Trent. Tomorrow I'll be back to my regularly scheduled Animal Crossing. We'll do stuff. We'll do Fruit Island, and I still need to get some weddings. I learned that there's still wedding stuff I'm missing, so maybe I'll go do that tomorrow. I forgot to bring in Cherry again. I had the amiibo card laying out and everything, and then just completely forgot. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, no, so I'm going to end off there, and yeah, that'll be tomorrow. Don't know when, but at some point. I'm going to go play the new Minecraft update. We'll talk about it tomorrow. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time. Peace.